this is my favorite thing. This is my favorite all the time. If I'm like, I don't know what to wear, like I don't know what to do, I just go by color. Good morning, everyone. I've missed you guys so much. I had a little bit of crisis. I'm still in the crisis of like health issues, but also I did actually try to film a video with one of my friends last week, and the audio was just not savable. It was very bad, and audio is the most important thing when you're filming a podcast, obviously. And so I had to scrap it and basically record today. I'm doing a very interesting video because I'm just really super qualified to talk about fashion when I don't do anything in fashion. My YouTube channel doesn't even have to do anything with fashion, and 90% of the time I'm in a hoodie. I look like a boy. And that is why today I'm going to be criticizing, calling people out for their fashion. No one's safe in this video. I'm criticizing women. I'm criticizing men. Everyone's gonna get a little piece of it. I just think it's super fun. Even though I'm not somebody who is in that space, I don't study it either, I still love looking at pretty things. I have an opinion. And so I'm going to give you guys unsolicited fashion advice. Take it with a grain of salt, obviously, because this is my preference and you don't have to follow it. And there's a bunch of like disclaimers I can bring up, but whatever. Someone's going to get offended at the end of the day. All right. We're going to get started with general opinions. This is general as in not specific to any sex. First off, it's a no for me for tassels. I'm not a tassel girl. If there's a tassel on a bag, a tassel on a pair of shoes, I already don't like it. It just doesn't, I don't get it. I don't know why you put that on your clothes. I remember I actually liked this one guy that I met on Hinge, and he was really into fashion as well. And I remember he went shopping and he texted me and he was like, hey, I got these pair of shoes and they were loafers with tassels on them. And I was like, he was like, dude, I'm so excited. I was like, oh my gosh, those are so cool. Which I wasn't lying, right? Like it was cool as in, it's cool that he's buying things that are different than the norm, because to have tassels on stuff isn't very common right now. And so I was like, that's super cool. But personally in my head, obviously I did not like those shoes, but I didn't say anything. But I'm not going to keep him from buying whatever he wants to buy and wearing whatever he wants to wear. And I'll go into this in a little bit. I have like some general fashion pet peeves about just the industry and just the way that we approach it as well. But that's for another part of this video. The next thing I have to say is I really hate when outfits are clearly over curated. Like, I just don't like a try hard. That's actually so hypocritical of me. I think I like when people try hard, but you can't tell. But when I can tell you tried really hard to make your outfit look a certain way or to put pieces together, it was just like too curated. I really don't like it. And especially when the outfit is just overly trendy, when every single piece is just the big thing in social media, in influencers' closets. I diss the outfit so quickly, and I can pick it out in the streets in like 2 seconds who is chronically online. I don't like them. Even if objectively it's a really good outfit and it's a cool outfit, I think because the person fell for all the trends, I can't stand by it. It's just not, yeah. Because it's going to be out in like literally a month. It's not going to be a thing anymore. And I know they're not going to be wearing that outfit anymore. Another thing I don't like is subtly branded basics, and this is just a personal preference. For example, if there's, oh my god, this is going to be so bad because I know a lot of people wear this brand, but Aloe does this a lot where they're like joggers or their hoodies, they have like a little aloe. I hate that. Like, leave it. Leave it. And I think Abercrombie and Fitch used to do this, and it used to piss me off. But now they have like hoodies that are completely blank. Like, I am a big blank basics girl. Or if you're going to have a brand on it, it needs to be massive. Like the Gap hoodie, that's fine. But I can't do like a subtle aloe because it's like, it's not subtle. Like, why is it there? So I'm not a big fan of aloe for that reason, because they do that a lot with their basics. I also don't like it, and these are just all so negative. Okay, I like it. I'll flip it on its side so it's more positive. But I really like it when somebody's outfit matches their vibe. Their outfit makes a lot of sense with their personality, and it just creates like some kind of like cohesion that is really satisfying for me. And I think it's really cool because when I see somebody doing that, it tells me that they embrace and are confident in the unique aspects of themselves. But when I can tell somebody is dressing completely different from who they are, it confuses me, because then I'm like, are you trying to be somebody that you're not? And it's okay if you are for fun once in a while, or if there's a special event. But if you're doing it like all the time, it makes me nervous and concerned, because I'm like, do you have something going on? Like, these are things that I think about. And, you know, I spend so much time in the train, like staring at people. This is what's going on in my head. I just look at people's outfits. And so I'm exposed to a lot of personalities through people's outfits, just different outfits, especially in New York City, in any city in general. It's going to have a lot of, actually, that's such a lie. Not every city is diverse. I will say that. I went to SF. I just came back from SF, guys. And I would say SF is one of the most homogenous looking cities I've ever been in, where I swear by seeing this like 5 people, I covered all outfits, all personalities, all styles. And it was just like, does anyone want to branch out from those looks? And I went to a house party, when I'm really deviating from the topic, but this is kind of relevant. But I went to a house party in SF, and it was a pretty big house party, and there was at least 80 pairs of shoes, I want to say, in this huge pile in front of the door. And I was looking at the shoes, and I was like, man, they're just all Vans, Reeboks, like all the basic shoes. And I was just so disappointed. I was like, this is so sad. I was like, where's the personality? Where's the creativity? Where's the uniqueness? Like, come on, like shoes is like one of the easiest ways to like really show off a different side of you, to make things more interesting in an outfit. And at this party, it was just like the same vibe of shoes. And I was like, oh. And the moment I saw that, I knew that everyone at this party was going to be pretty much the same. And it was right, because I talked to at least like 5 to 10 people at that party, and I had the exact same conversation over and over. And I was like, I can't talk about this anymore. I can't. Anyways, that's aside. And also, another final opinion I want to say is a reminder that you're not starting off as a blank canvas before you put on clothing or start dressing up. You're not a blank canvas, period, because you have your hair, you have your face, you have unique features, the color of your skin, like all of that, the body type that you have is not blank. So keep that in mind when you're styling yourself. And this is actually a perfect segue, because it leads to things that piss me off. And one of those things that really piss me off about this industry and fashion in general is that clothes today, even though we are a lot more body accepting, we accept more body types and whatever, it's still not good enough, because what is happening right now is all the clothes that are made for skinny people, and then they are adjusted to fit the body type, not the other way around, where you start creating clothing with the body type in mind. So knowing that you're going to create a piece for somebody who is more heavy set, for example, than somebody who is skinnier, that completely changes the way that the piece is going to be made. Instead of going from skinny to adjust and adapt to somebody who's more heavy. I feel like somebody's body type, the canvas that you start off with in the beginning before you put on clothes, is sometimes or is actually more important than the clothes you put on. The clothes you put on are accentuating or adding to the canvas you already have. That's why it pisses me off when what we have as options is already so limited and already just shoots so many people in the foot. And so like for me, I'm really petite, I'm really small. And so a lot of clothing that I get has to be tailored, but that means that I'm getting a piece of clothing that was already made for a different body type, and then I'm adapting it to myself. So it's not actually made for me and my body type first and foremost. It's adjusted and adapted to it afterwards. Yeah. And another thing that really pisses me off is specific for women and how we have teeny tiny pockets. And I get it. Everyone's like, it's because we want to be carrying purses around and purses are a thing for women. But not all women want to carry purses. I am so tired of carrying crap. And I've talked about this in my videos before. But if you ever see me in the streets, and if you do, please say hi. I really would love to meet you guys. But if you guys ever see me in the streets, you'll see me carrying like a massive bag, which is so freaking annoying to carry around because I'm walking everywhere and it weighs me down and it probably makes me shorter. It's probably why I'm not that tall. It's because I've been carrying crap around. And yeah, I don't want to deal with that. But then all these men have these massive pockets to hold all their shit. And I want to be able to do the same thing. I want to be able to put my phone, my keys, my wallet, lipstick, whatever I want. I want space for that. But no, that's not the reality. So I have dresses that have no pockets and I have to carry a freaking purse, and it pisses me off because then I'm like, I don't even have a purse that matches that dress, and now I ruined my outfit. These are just first world things. The last thing that pisses me off about the general fashion industry, when people have preferences but they force it on to somebody. It's okay to have preferences, period. But I think it's bad when you force it on somebody. And I actually think this is in general for all things in life. You can have your own opinions and they're 100% valid because of the background you have, the experiences that you have. So you have those preferences for a reason. And it's not a bad thing to have preferences. But I think it's bad when you force it on somebody and you make them adopt your preferences. You can share why you have those preferences, and that person can choose to follow your preference and to agree with you. But I think it's bad when you shun people, you try to force it down their throat, like leave them alone and let them come to their own conclusions. And so this is what all my videos are about. This is what this video is about. And this is why I think it's okay for me to say whatever I need to say, because I'm not forcing it on anybody. You guys can choose to ignore everything I've ever said, and you can have your own unique opinions and disagree with me, but I'm still going to say what I want to say. I'm not going to force it on you though. All right, now to sex specific things. So starting with women, because I'm a woman. I don't like it when I look at someone's outfit and it looks like they pulled it off straight from a mannequin and there's like no personality. And going hand in hand with this, it's like it looks very brand new, like everything is crisp and clean. I really don't like that because there's nothing to tell me about you. It just looks so boring. And I know that every single person has some unique story, even if it might seem generic and basic and not that interesting. I still genuinely believe everyone has something unique to bring to the table. And if I look at your outfit and I can't draw anything from it, it's like what a waste, what a loss. Have a hole in your shirt or something. Have some paint strokes. put a little keychain, a little pin or something, tie a bandana, tie something around your clothing, add something to your outfit so that it doesn't look like it's straight off a mannequin, something lifeless. I also, and I think this is just because I can't figure out how to style this, but I don't think a girl can pull off a medium blue, straight, or skinny denim pant. I have never seen anyone pull it off. Something about the shade of blue, something about how like basic and boring that one piece is, it just like ruins an outfit. Like you could replace that pair of pants with like black pair or gray pair or just something else, a different texture, and it would immediately completely make the outfit infinitely better. But something about a medium blue denim straight or skinny pair of jeans, it's just so hard to get it right. I do really love though when girls accessorize with their hair. So that's not just like putting things in your hair like pins and things like that, but I also think just having a unique hairstyle is really fun. And even if you don't, you can braid it. Like if you braid your hair, if you pin it up or do something cool with it, I think it's always a win. I think it immediately makes a boring basic outfit really exciting. But if you just start off with any cool hair, I think already you're just an infinitely better dresser because that adds to your canvas that you start off with. And like I said, I think the canvas is probably the most important part before you even put anything on you. Another very specific one for women is, and I think like men could wear this, but I think specifically with women, I see it and I catch it faster. Fake looking gold where it's like very, very yellow. And I just know it was like $10 from like Claire's or Forever 21 or like somewhere like that. I can't do yellow gold that looks fake. Something about the shine of it. I already know the weight of that piece of jewelry. Like I just know it's not real and it just looks too costume jewelry for me. So I'm not a big fan of that. Now for the men, the boys. Okay, and I'm going to call men out for this, but I really love a good couples aesthetic. I love when a couple, when the girl and guy, the guy, girl, when they match fashion aesthetic, when they walk next to each other and it just makes sense. And I'm putting this in the guys category because this is so sexist, but I see it more often in men where they're the ones that are lacking in the fashion. And then the woman next to them is just, she's got her fashion sense together. And then the guy next to her is like in athleisure. And it kills me because then I'm like, there's so much potential. Like, I love it. Like, I immediately will turn my head for a couple that just matches well. Whether it is both wearing athleisure, both being in a emo aesthetic, both being in streetwear. It's very satisfying for me. I love it a lot. I will say that. Another thing for boys. So there's been this like trend going around and it's the barrel shaped pants. And if you haven't seen this, I don't know where you've been on social media, but it's like the pair of pants that literally makes a guy's legs look like a barrel. And it kind of curves out, like it balloons out. And maybe it's a balloon shaped pant. I don't know. But either way, barrel balloon. I don't like that shape on a man. Something about it makes their legs look irregular. And I think that is the point, but I don't like it. It makes them look cartoonish, like very, like somebody just squashed them. That's what it looks like to me. I'm okay with like all the other shapes of pants usually. Actually, I lied. I don't like super skinny pants. Like if I see a guy in super skinny jeans, and I could literally tell what he has in his pockets because they're so tight on him that I just know he's carrying a wallet, pair of keys in his pants, because they're literally the outline of the items in his pockets are showing through. I also do not like that. So the barrel pants and the super duper skinny pants, no. I'm not a big fan of those. Another trendy thing is the chain. Like every guy's wearing the chain. And I think it's fine when a guy wears a chain, except when it doesn't match their aesthetic. Because then I know you're just wearing it because it's a trend, not because it actually matches who you are. All right. But I do need to acknowledge that men have less options. And there isn't as much room for creativity because of it. And so usually a lot of guys will just have their shirt be like a very unique type of shirt, t-shirt, or like their pants have a very unique, like you know what I mean? Women have a lot more flexibility and room to play around with their clothing. So I wanted to say a few things. So there's two things that I really like that guys do to elevate their outfit. The first one being dressing to match their body type. I think that you should accentuate the canvas that you have, and specifically for guys, their body type. So if you have, and I know I'm going to get so much crap for this, but I know a lot of girls and just a lot of people in general, they don't like muscle tanks. But I personally do like muscle tank. But when it's on a guy who does have tonnage in their arms and muscle, some mass, I think it makes sense because they're matching their body type and they worked hard for that body. So, show it off a little bit. I think it's fine. But then also going on with that kind of idea, if you have a long torso, I love a good t-shirt that fits the long torso perfectly, where it cuts off at the perfect part of their waist. And I see this a lot in like skater guys, where they have like a more like skinny, longer torso build, and they just find these like t-shirts that fit so nicely on their upper half. And I love that. Like, so either way, right? Usually skater boys don't have like the tonnage that pulls off a muscle tank, and vice versa. So a guy who's a lot more muscular won't be able to pull off the t-shirt look I'm talking about for the skater guy. But if they wear their respective pieces that matches their body type, I love it. Like, I love both sides, even though they're technically on the opposite sides of the spectrum. I think it's just being able to accentuate that body type that you have. And also playing with textures. I think this is where you can have a lot of fun, whether it is linen, satin, corduroy, whatever it is. I think textures can do a lot for men because they have so few options in terms of what they can do with their pieces. Here's another really specific one for men, but I really think that every guy can pull off brown glasses. I think if every guy wore the basic brown glasses, like the tortoise kind of style brown glasses, something about it just works for every guy. I think it just softens the look on people's faces because the brown is softer than a really harsh black, and I think anyone could pull it off. And so I do love when a guy has a pair of those. I went on a few dates with a few guys that would pull out these glasses, and the moment they did, I was very pleased. Two pieces that I really like for guys, and I think these are essential. I think every guy should have this in their closet. A white tee, but the white tee has to match their body type. So it depends on the length, not just the length of the actual shirt, but the length of the sleeves as well. The fabric of the white tee is important. A very soft, worn in white tee. I think a lot of guys can pull that off, and I think it's essential to have. But also a white, light fabric, like cotton or linen button up. I love a good white button up on a guy when they button down 2 or 3 buttons. Actually, that's another thing I want to say. I think I really like it when guys button down their tops. So if it's a polo, if they leave buttons off, and if it's a button up, leaving buttons off, I think it's a very flattering look. And finally, I think boys, men, shoes. Shoes are like, shoes, you can have the most boring outfit, but if your shoes are good, you will win. Like, it will be fine. You will be decent. And I think that's why it's so important whenever I'm scrolling on Hinge or like any dating app to see people's shoes, because it tells me everything about them. How clean the shoe is, how used the shoe is, the type of shoe, the style of the shoe, the color of the shoe. Like, don't even show me a full body pic. I just need the pair of shoes that you're wearing in one of your pics, and I can tell so much about a guy from just the pair of shoes that they wear. I would say if you are somebody who's like trying to figure out where to start and you're a guy, start with the shoes. Now that I've trashed and called out women and men, I'll just talk about my fashion and just say where I'm coming from. So you guys kind of know why I have this opinion about all these things. But I am somebody who really prefers, if I could choose at the end of the day, whether to go with a more messy aesthetic or a more clean aesthetic, I am definitely a more messy aesthetic. I love a good baggy, wrinkly, messy look. I've dressed like that since I was little. I actually have pictures of my outfits when I was allowed to dress myself in school. I wore a lot of like baggy, like zip ups, even though it was like uniform and all the girls were wearing skirts and crap. I was in wide set navy blue dress pants and like a zip up navy blue hoodie and like a polo that like had its buttons open, and my hair was like a mess. And that is what I loved wearing. And my 4 or 5-year-old self still shows up today because that's how I dress today. I think I really like when I can balance edgy messiness with feminine and soft pieces. And so it's really common for me to wear silhouette pretty dress, black dress that's like much more feminine and more quote unquote like sexy looking, but then I'll put on like tennis shoes, like a pair of Salomons and a beanie, and that is where I like feel really comfortable. Like that like intersection is usually where I find myself. And so I like to have something a little bit surprising and off about my outfits. Usually it comes up in the shoes. I also, in terms of colorways, I'm obsessed with blue, black, and gray. So if you open up my closet, you'll find a lot of the same colors. And I think that's why when I make my outfits, it's really easy for me to make it look cohesive because I color match a lot of things. And it just has cohesion just through the colors before anything else. Something I'm not a fan of is white. I think, and there's obviously exceptions. I do have white pieces in my closet, but I would say it's one of the more harder colors for me to style. A white with a black is just not fun for me. I don't like the huge contrast. I like a lot more muted color tones. And so I'm not a big fan of like white pants, even though I have them. I'm not a big fan of them. I don't like white leather. And also white doesn't work well with me. I feel like the moment I wear white, everything that's not white is attracted to me. I make matcha and it's green on my shirt. I go out to eat and I'm so careful and there's freaking stains all over my shirt. Like for some reason, the moment I wear white, just everything becomes very messy. And if I wear any other color, nothing happens. My clothes are nice and clean, but white is very, very difficult for me to style. I'm also not a big fan of polka dots and animal print. You will not see me in both of those things. I think I might have worn polka dots a few times, but I'm just not a fan of them. And I know they're kind of trending. I think they're still kind of trending right now for spring. but I just can't see myself wearing polka dots. Next is things that I've been eyeing though, things that I've been wanting in my closet. And I got 2 of these things. One is interesting jorts. So I already have a pair of distressed jorts from ASOS, which I love. And there's a little bit, the black stains, those are tattoo ink stains. I really actually was not trying to stain them and be messy, but I actually got them on my pants one day when I was tattooing, and it was actually devastating. But it's okay. But I wanted a pair of more interesting ones, and not just ones that hit my knee specifically. I wanted it to go a little bit further, so kind of like a capri jort. I was looking for them because of this one Pinterest girl's outfit I saw, and I've been seeing this outfit for a year or 2 now. This vibe is kind of what I'm going for. And so if you guys see her brown boots, which is something I've been wanting for a long time. I've been wanting brown boots since I was young, like in middle school. It's been on my Pinterest for a very long time, and I've been eyeing them. They just became trendy last year, and so it hurt even more to see them everywhere. But now they're not a trend, and so I picked some up from Steve Madden, which I'm in love with, and I found a pair of jorts from Mango that were on sale. And so I tried them on the other day, and I love them so much. And because I'm short and the pant falls almost at the calf of the person who is modeling it, it actually falls on the calf for me, which is intentional. So I have to keep that in mind when I'm buying clothes. If I buy a midi length dress, for example, I know for me it's a maxi. I've been on the hunt for a wedding guest dress. Essentially, I'm going to buy like 3 to 5 dresses and then try them all on and hopefully decide on one dress. These are the ones I'm thinking of. I'm really obsessed with the drop waist look, but also the corset look. And I for sure want a maxi length dress. I realized that when I wear maxi dresses, it actually makes me look taller, which I love. So I'm going to get a maxi dress. I also love accentuating the upper half of my body, the collarbone area. I think for me, that area on my body is very sweet. And because of that, I'm choosing pieces that accentuate this area. And that includes pieces that are spaghetti strapped or basically strapless. If you guys have opinions on the dresses I've been putting on the screen, let me know, because that'd be super helpful. I need to order it like basically this week. Another thing I've been on the hunt for, I haven't bought these yet because they're kind of expensive, and I'm also kind of picky about which ones I want, but organic chunky silver earrings, and I trust eventually they'll appear when it's supposed to. But I've been eyeing these. They've been on my Pinterest because I just keep adding them, and so Pinterest knows, the algorithm knows I've been loving these. It's very artsy and contemporary. It reminds me of sculpture pieces that I love seeing in museums. Also, I've been wanting all black shoes, and I've been talking about the Salomons XT6s. These are basic, but I've also been seeing the Nike Shox, but the ones that they have right now on Nike are too glossy. But then I saw these because I was looking for the Shox. These are Nike Air Zoom Spiridon Cage 2s. The black one's sick, right? But then I kept scrolling, and then there was this, what do you even call this colorway? Metallic? Purple? I don't know. Are you joking? But they're only in men's, and my shoe size is way too small. I cannot wear the smallest men's size. And so I'm hoping they come out in the women's, because these are so cute. Like, imagine these with a pair of wide pants or whatever. So cute. These would be so cool. God, the men's shoes are so much better. It's so annoying. Anyways, yeah, all black. Finally, this is general fashion advice. This is just tips, tricks, all the questions I've ever asked that most people ask about fashion, to just upgrade their fashion. Here's my advice. if it's winter time, which it still is in the East Coast pretty much. I know it was just spring this week, but the weather is not matching that, because right now it's like 40 degrees. And so we're still wearing puffers, and it's end of March and about to be April. But here's my advice for the winter. Wear leggings, long socks, and or tanks. So this is how I can still wear pretty good outfits on the outside. It's because underneath I have a lot of base layers. And so I have like a wool pair of leggings that I wear a lot, and I put a pair of long socks over them, so there's no space for any wind, Jesus, anything to touch my skin. And so I'm super warm underneath. But on the outside, I could wear things like this, like a tank top out, but I feel very, very good and warm because my base layers are protecting me. Also, a big thing about the cold is you're just always wearing your jacket. So even though the underlayers of your outfit are actually the cutest part of your outfit, no one's gonna freaking know that because you're wearing your puffer, your massive jacket outside so that you stay warm. And so a trick that I like to use so that outside outfit is a little bit more elevated is I'll wear something a little bit longer underneath my jacket so that it peeks out, and then I let it hang out instead of tucking it in. I can play with colors in that way. So let's say I'm wearing an all gray outfit, which I love to do. I can wear my red, I have this red jumper that I can put underneath my puffer, and it pops out, and so it adds a little bit of more color to my outfit. But you can also do it with texture as well. And so if you have like a satin longer top, you can wear underneath, or lace, and it will add texture to your outfit. So that's like a great way. I love to do this with all black outfits. Like I'll have a denim pair of pants and like a puffer, and I feel like everyone can do this because a lot of people will have a black jacket on top and a pair of black pants. Now that's basic. Then I'll add on to my outfit by adding a lace like tunic, a longer lace top, and then bam, now I have lace added, and so that elevates it even though it's an all black outfit. There. That's a simple way of making yourself seem a little bit more fashionable. And you know, at the end of the day, the people who do care about fashion will notice these little things. Most people don't care about these things. These are all first world things. This is all super silly and fun, not important whatsoever. But, you know, we only have our lives once. This is our first time living on this planet. Might as well take advantage of it all. Another thing, this is huge. This is something I realized more recently, is that sometimes when I like an outfit, the reason why I like the outfit is not because of the outfit, but because of the canvas, the person. I actually like the person. So sometimes the outfit is actually not that good, but it's because it's on that particular person, it looks good. But if, let's say, my mom wore it or somebody else wore it, it doesn't actually work. That means the outfit itself sucks. So sometimes you need to parse that out. That's why I think a lot of the times people will try to copy their Pinterest outfits verbatim, and then they're wearing the exact same outfit. You could literally grab the exact same pieces, and then you'll look at yourself and you'll be like, what am I doing wrong? Like, how is it possible that I'm wearing the exact same outfit, but it literally doesn't hit the same? And it's because both of you as canvases are completely different, and so it doesn't work. And it's not a bad or good thing. It's just trying to be able to understand, what exactly do you want? Do you want to match their vibe and their canvas, or you're trying to match the outfit? And so I need to parse that out, because sometimes I'm looking at these outfits and I'm like, I actually just want that person's body type, or I just want to look like her. Like, she's a model, I just want to look like the model. I don't actually care for the outfit as much. And just because she looks the way she looks, everything looks good on her. Okay, these last three things are really like the core of what I want people to start doing to make their fashion more interesting. It's really, really easy to do. One is to just add a piece of things that you like, your culture, your background, how you grew up, your experiences to your outfit. Literally, this is the key. This is the way basic outfits turn into something more. If your culture is, let's say, Asian background, an example of that is like the high neck qipao dresses, oriental like decoration. You can add that to your outfit because that's part of your culture. Or the way that you grew up. Let's say you grew up in rural America, in the country, adding plaid or adding overalls, because that's a thing that people would wear on the farm, to your outfits and to your wardrobe. That will add something different to an outfit. Things like experiences. If you traveled a lot and you've been to, I don't know, Spain and Italy, and you love the architecture, you can pull parts of the architecture into your outfits, whether it is the patterns that you're wearing, the fabrics, the jewelry. Sometimes some jewelry will have like pieces of the ornaments and the designs from architecture. Like bringing that into your outfit is huge. Or even souvenirs like keychains and pins from places that you visited and pinning them. Also, just pulling from art or interior design, like that's a huge thing. And that's, I mean, I brought up an example a few minutes ago with the earrings that I really like. I love like sculptures, and I love metal pieces in art. And so pulling that into my jewelry with very organic shapes and obscure abstract shapes is another way for me to pull in things that I like, something different, so that I'm not basic when I'm wearing my clothes. So the next piece of advice is about your canvas. Like I said, one of the most important parts of the look is the canvas. And so I love doing this. Pick out your favorite part of yourself, whether it is your eyebrows, your eyes, your collarbone, your body shape, and accentuate the hell out of it with your fashion. So let's say with your eyes, right? You're obsessed with your eyes, then do eye makeup that pulls people's attention into your eyes. And I think Billie Eilish does such a good job of this. Her eyes are stunning, and she has this like look, this like winged look that she does, and she's gone viral for it. That is one way you can accentuate it. So it brings attention to a unique piece of yourself that you already love and adds to your canvas, adds to your look. For me, I love my smile, and I love my collarbones, and I love my hair. So those are three parts that I usually put a lot of focus in. I will almost never leave my apartment without like a full lip. Even if my full face is blank, I'll have a full lip on, and I'll accentuate this area so that when I'm smiling, people will pay more attention to that area. Collarbones, that's why I love wearing off the shoulder tank tops, tube tops. It's my favorite type of silhouette to wear for clothing. And so I have a lot of those pieces in my wardrobe. My hair, I do a lot to keep my hair looking like this. It's a lot of money to keep this going. And I feel like, yeah, I take good care of my hair, and I love to style it every single day, so that it kind of adds to my outfit. Finally, for the last piece of advice, is color palette. This is my favorite thing. This is my favorite all the time. If I'm like, I don't know what to wear, like I don't know what to do, I just go by color. It's so fun to create a cohesive look with colors and just like playing around with not basic colors. So for example, a big thing in New York is wearing the black puffer. That is the statement piece of the normal New Yorker. I can play around with that whole idea by wearing a pink, I actually do have a pink, a mauve puffer. I love to put together mauve and brown is a really good one. So I'll do mauve and brown. I also love navy blue and orange, which is so fun. Yeah, so I love putting colors together. I think it makes an outfit that would have been basic if you had worn basic colors or didn't really think about the colors into something more interesting. You can even look up online like color palettes, right? And then from there, look in your closet and then pick out the pieces based on the colors. All right, questions. There's 3 questions that I feel like everyone always asks, and there's really popular videos on these 3 things, but because I'm not a fashion girl like that, I am going to just answer them very quickly in this podcast so that, I don't know, you get a quick, low effort answer, because some of us don't have the time and energy to be looking like models and fashion connoisseurs when we go out every day. And so this is my 2 cents on these questions. But the first is, how do you match your Pinterest aesthetic or your ideal fashion style? So if you know what your ideal fashion style and aesthetic is, obviously you have a lot of reference photos and an idea of what that looks like in your head. But the most important part is not to copy the pieces exactly, but to understand what from the pieces do you actually like. So the example that I brought up already, which was the jorts, in that picture, I liked the girl's aesthetic and I could have copied the outfit exactly, but I don't think I would have been able to pull it off. It's like something about the color of her skin and also the fact that she's blonde and her body type. She just looks really, really tall, and I really not like that. But I do know that what I really liked about it was the pants being a lot more formal and the pattern of the vertical stripe. I got the essence of what I liked from the outfit, and I'm pulling in pieces and buying pieces that match the general idea of it. It's like really understanding what you like from the piece or from the whole outfit and the aesthetic, not exactly copying it, because I think that's where a lot of people fail. The next question is, where do you find inspiration outside of Pinterest? And literally from your life, literally from what you see. Take pictures of things that you see outside, architecture, art pieces, book covers, like literally pull from things that you're looking at that you just happen to like, comic books, movies, color palettes that you see outside, and that's how you get inspiration. You don't need to get inspirations from other people's outfits or literal outfits in order to have outfit inspiration. You can grab it from any obscure, abstract thing, even concepts. Maybe you're really obsessed with philosophy. What is the aesthetic of philosophy? Philosophy is a lot of like organic shapes, maybe. Like when I think of philosophy, I think gray, muted purples. I'm that kind of person who like associates like visuals with concepts. And so that's what I see when I think of like philosophy. And so kind of matching that vibe and aesthetic because you like it is another way of getting inspiration outside of basic things like Pinterest and social media. Finally, how do you not look like everyone else? How do you basically not be basic? The way that you don't be basic is, honestly, I'm pulling from the past few things I've been saying, but 2 ways that you don't be basic is change up the colors. So if everyone's wearing a black puffer, don't wear black, or change the texture of that puffer, corduroy, satin, or secondly, bring something from your unique background. Embrace that, lean into it so that you can pull more of your personality into your outfits and be different than other people. All right. That is my 2 cents. Now it is time for the high-low buffalo. If you are new here, the high-low buffalo is just a casual update about what's been happening. I have been obsessed with everyone's high-low buffaloes. Please send me more. You guys live such different lives than I do. You guys live in such different places. I have people from like Guatemala, Ecuador, Spain, Australia, like all of you guys are living such different lives, and it's so crazy that our lives are passing. We're passing each other right now. We're interacting basically right now. You guys are dedicating time in your lives to be here, and I'm dedicating time in my life to sit with you guys and read all your comments and hear about your guys' lives. So let me know what's been going on. But here's what's been going on in my life for the past few weeks. The good thing, the bad thing, the weird thing. Okay, so starting with the high. This one's just such a fun little thing. And there's so many things have been really exciting and good in my life, but I wanted to point this one out because it's just such a I just love people kind of feeling, you know? The other day I was driving. I was making a really big trip from San Francisco to Mammoth. It was a 10-hour total drive with traffic, and there's this one stretch of the drive. It was like an hour or two long where there was just no one on the road. And finally, there's a point on the road where there's just one other guy who was, you know, driving on the opposite side of the highway on his lane, and he starts flashing his lights. And I was like, what the heck? I was like, what is he trying to tell me? My lights are on or off or something? And I was like so confused because he was just flashing his lights at me and it was daytime. And I was like, that's so weird. And then right when I passed him, I see like maybe a few hundred feet away this cop car. And I was like, oh shit, he is checking for people speeding. And I was definitely speeding because nobody had been on the road, and I'm tired. It's been like 7-8 hours into the drive, and I'm just trying to get to Mammoth. And so I was going above speed limit, and that's a very normal thing to do in California, by the way, guys. Not to say that it's okay, but I'm saying it is a normal thing to do, and nobody was on the road, and I was going very fast, and I saw the cop. And so basically I realized the guy was flashing his lights at me to tell me a cop was ahead. And I slowed down, but I didn't have enough time because I didn't understand what he was saying by the time I saw the cop. And so I was still going too fast by the time I passed the cop. And I looked back and I was like, fuck. I was like, I'm gonna get a speeding ticket. And I was also driving a rental car. So I was like, I don't know how this works, but do I get an extra fee put on my ticket because I'm renting a car? But I was like, oh shit, I'm going to get pulled over. This sucks because it's going to be my first ticket ever. And I look back at my rearview mirror and the cop literally sticks his hand out. He's like that, like a what the heck, what the hell kind of motion. And he didn't go after me. Can you believe it? I don't know what, like he was over it or something like that, and he decided not to chase after me. But yeah, he let me off the hook. But he obviously knew I was going really fast, and I'm so happy I didn't get a ticket. It would have been so annoying to pay for that. But you know, shout out to that one stranger who tried to warn me, and I just was not understanding what he was saying. But that is so nice. I love when little things like that happen, like when people look out for other people. The sweetest. Next is my low, and my low is just dealing with the time zone change coming back from California to New York. From New York to California, it's fine, but from California to New York, it's a whole other thing. And because I get up so early in the morning, 6 a.m. in New York, I'm actually getting up at 3 a.m. in California time. And so that adjustment is annoying. But on top of all of this, I've been having some health situations, and I've just had to go in and out of the hospital several times for the past few weeks. And it's not been fun, and it's been taking up the time I would have used to film and edit YouTube videos, which is why I haven't been posting as frequently as I would like to. But yeah, that's been my low. Next is my buffalo, which is the weird thing that has happened. Oh, I was so unprepared for SF weather. Basically, I really like to travel light. I don't like to carry a lot of things, even though by action, by practice, I actually do carry a lot of shit, but I'm not happy when I'm doing it. And so with this trip to SF, I was there for basically 10 days, and I was like, I don't want to carry a check-in bag. So I was like, I'm going to carry a carry-on luggage size, even though I'm there for so long. And I checked the weather, and I was like thinking to myself, it can't be that cold. Like, regardless of what the weather says, it's not going to be as cold as New York. But I was so wrong. I was so wrong, guys. I brought like tank tops, t-shirts, and the thickest jacket I brought was this one ski jacket. And besides that, I brought one denim jacket and one hoodie. That's all I brought in terms of actual cold weather clothing. And so when I got there, I didn't realize the weather was exactly the same as New York. It was rainy. It was cold. It was so cold. And because SF is, a walking city, I was freezing, not just outside, but at night. I didn't have enough clothes. And so I was like wrapped up in like 3 blankets, and I had to like triple layer my clothes just to be able to fall asleep and be cozy at night. And I would wake up shivering because I was freezing. I messed up. I was so stupid. The weirdest thing, and it's honestly sounding like a low, which it was, but it was such a buffalo because I was so confused. Like I thought it would be so much better. Like it's March, and I thought the West Coast would have better weather because it usually does, but it was exactly the same as New York. And so I basically was still in winter mode when I was in SF. I just completely failed. I dropped the ball for that. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching and listening to this podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.